Welcome back to our Composer Spotlight on Ludwig van Beethoven. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the end of Beethoven's life, how important it was, and why it's important. For the last 15 years of his life, he entered a period that illustrated a lot of intellectual depth, and it was very important innovations to the world of music. It was also during these years that Beethoven began to study the music of older composers like J.S. Bach and Handel. You might say that he was looking backwards while moving forward. There are many examples of Beethoven's later works that illustrate these characteristics. One such composition is called the Diabelli Variations. It was a big piece written for piano, and it used a theme by a contemporary of Beethoven's. His name was Diabelli. He really isn't known much as a composer, but he is known as a music publisher. But he did write one waltz that we all know because of the Diabelli Variations. Beethoven took the theme and then created 30 variations on that one theme. In some ways, it was very similar to Bach's Goldberg Variations. Many composers and pianists in the last 100 years or so have proclaimed that the Diabelli Variations is the greatest work ever composed for the piano. As mentioned, this was a very innovative time for Beethoven. He also had his Ninth Symphony during this time. You may have heard of it. You may have played one of its melodies, in fact. One of the innovations is that he includes a choir and vocal soloists who sing words. They put concrete ideas to what had been abstract music. This had never been done before. However, because Beethoven did it, it occurred numerous times afterwards with great success. Another great work from this time, and my personal favorite of all of Beethoven's music, is the C-sharp minor string quartet. Another German composer at the time, Robert Schumann, said, "After this, what is left for us to write? They have a grandeur which no words can express. They seem to me to stand on the extreme boundary of all that has hitherto been attained by human art and imagination." Wow, he had a pretty good opinion of that, right? Now, the later works of Beethoven sometimes can be a little bit more difficult listening for students, but I believe that everyone should at least try, so I'm going to include a piece for easy listening, a slightly challenging piece, and then a kind of an esoteric piece. Now try each of them and see what you think. So for the easy listening, I'm going to include just the last part of Symphony Number 9. It's the part with the choir. It's the part with all the singing. It's happy, it's triumphant, and I'm sure you'll recognize the melody. It is sung in German, but hey, that doesn't matter. And then finally, the challenging one is the Diabelli Variations. So it's the theme and then 30 variations that happen on that one theme. Finally, the esoteric one, the C-sharp minor quartet. Actually, I'm going to get two here. The C-sharp minor quartet, just because it's my favorite. I love this one, and it's energetic at times, it's slow and thoughtful at times. And then I'm going to do one more. It's another string quartet. Long history here, but it's called the Grosse Fuge. And this is one of the things that he did. He looked at Bach, who wrote a ton of fugues, and he said, hey, I want to write some fugues. And so he wrote this wonderful fugue in this part of a string quartet. Well, the person who published it didn't want to publish it with the string quartet because he would be like, commercially, we won't make any money on this. So he took that movement out of the string quartet and then republished it all on its own. And it's considered to be one of the finest works that Beethoven ever wrote, but not always easy to listen to. Try to enjoy these pieces. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye-bye.